Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of Noir Apologia Gaming, and today we're going to learn how to insert clips into your video and make your voice sound better on camera, and also make those videos look, well, prettier, make them stand out a little bit. Like, subscribe, share, follow. All the links are below. Hit the bell for notifications if you want updated content and if you want to be aware of whenever we put out a new video. Visit our website at bipolarize.net if you want more content, or if you'd like to do more. There's also a donate button. I think there's a $1 charge or something like that. Just goes to bills. It's a work in progress, just like I am, just like we all are. So what if I were to tell you that your life is like a movie, that it's full of humor, it's full of heroics, it's full of all sorts of things. You have the script to your own life. And just like in all these tutorials that I do, how you spice up and spruce up things and you make things better, make things stand out, you can make your life like that. So let me show you how. Come on. So we're going to open up Premiere Pro, but we're going to open up a new project. We want a clean slate. We're going to name this Cut and Edit. That'll be the name of it. And make sure it's going to the right folder. It just makes it easier so you don't have to look for it later. Then you push Create. There ain't nothing in here. So we're going to choose a clip. I have example 1. That'll be the clip we're cutting and editing. As you can tell, it's just a dummy clip. No purpose whatsoever at all. So I'm going to use this to show you how the process is in which I use to make these videos. Now let's go ahead and add another clip in here. So I added a second clip in here as well. And we're going to join these clips. This first clip I'm going to use as an example of cut and editing. And then I'm going to show you how to join them together and make them into a whole. First things first. I can go ahead and cut and edit this any way I want to. However, the smart way, the way I do it, is I first start out with color grading. So we're going to go ahead and switch to, make sure we save it, go to Windows and go to Workspaces. That way it's easier to do. Right now we're on editing. We want color. We could spend all day, in fact it's almost an entire tutorial just to show you how to color grade this properly. However, for beginners, the very simplest trick is do auto. Here's my settings. Here's what I would do. I'm going to change some things on it. So this is what it did to us. So here's my setting. I want my exposure to 0. In fact, I could almost put this to -1 because it's a little bright for me. Maybe not quite that. So -0.5. I want it a little bit darker. I always have the saturation at 141.1. I have the tint at 0. Don't like tint. And I always have, specifically for my skin complexion, temperature at 2.9. Now maybe I'll switch this back to 0. So there you go. That's just the simplest way to color grade something. There literally you can get into details and so forth and so on. And it's amazing what this thing can do. I mean, you can get into creative curves, color wheels. I mean, you can change the colors and things like that. You can make yourself look different. But for the simplest way to do this for beginners is this way. I'm gonna go ahead and color grade this too. So that's color graded. So now when we connect it, it'll match. Second thing, correcting your sound. Specifically in that second clip is too loud. To be honest with you, it would be unusable if we were actually doing it because it's too loud. However, when it comes to voice, you don't want hissing, you don't want that sort of thing. So how do we change that? So if you right click on the clip, you can go to replace it with After Effects composition, or you can edit clip in Adobe Audition. This is for your sound. Okay, so let's play this. This is what it sounds like. All right, so as you're doing it. Now as it's doing it, we're going to go into effects. We're going to go to noise reduction, and we're going to denoise it. That way, it sounds like that. Sounds more radio-like. It takes away all the hissing sounds of air conditioners, refrigerators, anything that is unneeded. Push apply. I go ahead and save this because the close part about Creative Cloud is that when you right click and you choose Audition or you choose After Effects, you don't have to then go back to Premiere Pro and change it. It will be changed before you even click back. So let's go back to Premiere Pro. It now sounds like what you just did. No noise.
Make sure you speak up, Daryl.
Okay, that's not the only thing I want. I also want it to sound more radio-like. So we're going to go to Favorites, going to Normalize to -0.1 decibels. We're going to go to Effects. We're going to go to Filter and EQ. We're going to go to Parametric Equalizer. And I already have my, the way I do it is I just do Vocal Enhancer. It's the easiest way to do it, and it's more radio-like. You can play with all of these settings. Play around. Remember, just like it's your life, this is your video. Push apply. And again, it applies it. File save it again, but we're still not done. Next thing, effects again, amplitude and compression, dynamics. And again, I have the settings already in here, my own settings. But you can play with these little knobs. You can do all this stuff. It depends on what you want to do. You push apply, Again, you save it. Remember, this is connected to Premiere Pro. Then we're going to go back to favorites. We're going to normalize to minus 0.1 decibels. Again, save it, and then we're done. And now you have a true radio voice sound. Save this. I always like to save after I do everything. Remember, work smarter, not harder. Now we're ready to cut and edit.
So check this out. I tried to do the best I can to try to explain to you guys certain concepts, right? I try to give you examples. I try to give examples of my life. But really, in reality, this is probably the best one that I could give you. If you think about the way that I'm showing you how to insert your clips and to color grade and to use Audition to correct your sound and to cut and edit these things and to use these transitions. All of these things can be applied to your life. Clearly, you're not going to cut and edit your past. How you would apply that is you would look back at your past to correct your now. So in reality, it's more like a live video than an actual video, right? There's a process to these things. A process. The process must be done in a particular order, or else you end up making a mistake and you have to work harder to fix it. Take, for example, I started out with color grading. Why? Because if you cut and edit before you color grade, then guess what happens? You have to color grade every single one of those sections. Say the same thing with Audition. Now, clearly, you're not going to necessarily do things in that order in your life, but do you see my point? Work smarter, not harder. There's a process to these things. Your process of thinking matters. It really does. So think about that. The other part is, why would you watch a movie 1,000 times over and over again? It becomes boring, mundane. But how many people do you know do that? There's a lot of people who just watch one movie, one type of movie, and they never explore outwards. They're really fun people to invite over. Well, your life can be like that. Your friends and family may not say it to you, but if you're a type of person that doesn't have anything to offer as far as being enjoyable to be around, they don't want to be around you. They might even love you, but they're not really going to want to hang out with you. And new people most certainly will not. How do you attract new people in your life? How do you attract your audience? How are you speaking to your audience? How does your audience think about what you look like? Not physically, but the way you dress, the way you stand. It all matters, guys. And so think about that when I'm showing you these things, that this is more than just clearly a video about graphic design. So think about that, and let's head back to the tutorial. Ready to cut and edit? Come on.
Cut and editing. Where do you cut the video? Okay, well, that's actually your choice too. But here's some tips. You don't want things like You don't want things like You don't want long pauses. You need to get rid of them. So let's listen to this real quickly. Let's see what we can get rid of. So make sure you speak up, Daryl. Okay? Understand? You need to get rid of fluff too. So all this stuff in the beginning is stuff we don't want to use, okay? So we're going to cut that whole thing out. Now, what you want to do really, honestly, is you want to make sure you get it at the beginning of where you want it. So maybe you're there, okay? So we cut it here. So you go to the razor tool, push that, and you cut it. Boop, and then make sure you use the back key to erase anything you want to. So back key, boop. Now, you notice how there's a big space between the beginning and this now? Well, guess what? Right click on that space and see how it says ripple delete. Now just fix the problem for you. And you can do that with this one too. See how there's a big space? Boop, ripple delete. Now you have two clips together. Let's go back for a second. Let's see if there's any more we can get rid of. So I hope to God everybody is having a Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I apologize for that. Happy holidays, I suppose. Okay. You see how I said there? We know for a fact we don't want that in there. Let's go ahead and cut that out at the end of where I stop saying the last word. So let's say, that'll work. Go to the razor tool, cut. I just want you guys to have it. Okay, here we go. So I want that whole thing gone. All right. So again, go to the razor tool. I already still have it. So you go to the razor tool, cut that thing out. Don't want that in there. That has nothing to do with the rest of the video. So boom, again, ripple delete. And now you have 3 consecutive clips. All right. I just want you guys to have a very nice Christmas and Happy New Year. Okay, that should be the end. There's too much space in between those two words.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas should have been the last word, but it wasn't. So we got to cut that out. And Happy New Year. Okay, that should be the beginning of the next one. See how this works? It's going to be, you want this succinct. You want this not boring for them. They are coming to your video, just like your life. People are involved in your life. Don't make it impossible for them to be around you. Don't make it impossible for them to watch this video. They want to. They clicked on your channel. You know what I mean? So we in there, and the rest we don't need. ripple delete. Okay. So what we're going to do is unlink that, cut that out. That way we have that. Now, these clips here, let's see what the cuts look like for a second. I suppose I just want you guys to have, okay, you see how that jumpy? Now that could be considered a jump cut, but in this case, I don't want that. It kind of looks ugly. So now I'm going to show you how to put in transitions, how to transition these clips together to make it look nice. Transitions. What we're going to do here is we're going to go to effects. We want to go to video transitions and have that up. There's all these different things you can do. Now, my most common thing I do is cross dissolve. So I'm going to put a cross dissolve at this one here. See how it's at the beginning there? Well, you're not cross dissolving anything. Well, you want to go ahead and change that. See how it says start a cut with a center cut. I believe in 1 second transitions. So I'm going to change the time there. 1, 0, 0. Now watch. Do your. See how beautiful that is? I'm gonna tell you a secret though. When you get better at this is not the best way. When you right click on After Effects, you'll be able to do your own transition. You have full control. But for beginners, this is a great way to do it. Now, this could be a jump cut. Happy New Year. Yep. See, I don't have to do anything for that one. Now this one still looks jumpy. Let's play around with this. I could do a morph cut. Morph cut's a fascinating one. I like to use that one a lot. You click on the transition and you center at cut. And again, I believe in 1 second transitions. I feel like it's more smooth like that. And there we go. I suppose I just want. Now it analyzes the background. Understand? Okay. It's making sure it morphs it together. So just give it a second. Now watch. I suppose I just want you guys to have to. You see what happened? It morphed the previous clip with this one. It's an interesting way to do things. I don't want to morph together. What I do want is this. I like the immersive video ones. So you can do a chroma leak. Let me show you what that looks like. 1 second transition. Okay, watch. All right, I suppose I just want you guys to have a very nice. I'm gonna show you 2 more. Now you can play with all these. I'm gonna show you light leaks. Now you can change any of these parameters, by the way. You can change all these different things like this, whatever it is. You can change the color. Just doing this part is going to make your video look so much smooth, so much more professional. All right, I suppose I just want you guys to have a great. Now this is one is my favorite. It's called a light rays. Now this one I do adjust. Oops, I accidentally put that at the beginning. So center cut, 1 second transition. I change a few things here. I like it to last longer, so 1 second. But I also like the ray length to be much bigger. So we're going to go 75 for ray length, 75 for lumen threshold, and 75 for exposure. Now it's going to be really bright. You can change the color. You can use a tint color instead of having it white. But look at this. Watch this. I suppose I just want you guys to have and that go looking. That's just a basic little a few things that you can do. There's so many things. I mean, just play around with it. Mess around with it. Don't let other people tell you what looks good because it might not look good to you. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and how to insert your clips and make your videos stand out a little bit, make your voice sound better. But I also hope you understand that there's a deeper lesson here, that you can apply it to your life. Your life is like a movie. Color grade your life. Make sure that you cut and edit it properly. Make sure you get rid of the bad stuff and you keep the good stuff. Make sure that you're walking in public and you're looking nice so that people don't judge you to be something you're not, or the way you talk, how you speak to people, that sort of thing. Adjust your audio. Most importantly, don't let someone else edit it. Do it yourself. It's your life. There is no one that can be more responsible than you are with your own life. And one might say, well, that's not true. That's because your life is disorganized. You don't know how to make your movie. Stand up. Be out there. It's scary, sure. Just like it's scary for me to do these videos sometimes. It's scary for me to get on this camera and talk about personal things. But I did it, and I'm doing it. So make your life stand out. Remember to leave comments below. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you have to say. And hit the bell for notifications so that you're aware of when we come out with new videos. Go to bipolarize.net if you want to be understanding of what we are trying to do here. And remember, we care for you and we're always thinking of you. Be safe whenever you're going from here to there. Be safe when you get there. You have no idea what is awaiting for you, whether it be good or bad. So be always aware of your surroundings. Be understanding of one another. Not just from your perspective, but from theirs perspective. And remember something, not everybody knows how to take their first step. Some people need help out of the farm. Remember, the life is fleeting. You are not promised your next breath. May the Lord of light guide you in all things. Goodbye.